morning. I want to say good morning. This is the family farm.
What are we doing today, Sawyer?
Going to house to get some doors for the White House.
Kids don't have school today. Hal is done with the doors, so everyone wanted to come along and pick up the doors. Hal also restores Airstream campers and does a fantastic job. And so we're gonna go up and take a look at his latest restoration. What'd I tell you guys? The next time we came back, all the doors are done. Now we just gotta carry them all out of here. All the doors are in. Hal's sweaty, I'm sweaty. We're gonna go find the kids, but this is like an amusement park here. They got a zip line and trampoline and everything, so kids probably don't want to leave. These are what the Airstreams look like when Hal gets them and before he starts on them.
Orange countertop.
Oh, that's interesting.
Oh, look in here.
I know that smell.
Well, that's enough time in here for me. So here's the Airstream, guys.
Their counter lights and everything, you know, just like rich people.
You made this, didn't you?
This is your walnut.
Yeah, it's left over from your. Yeah. That's fun. That's shower. That is cool. Yeah, those are cool. It's cool.
You had to do a lot of thinking about that. So then we can lean against it.
Yeah.
Good morning. This is a family farm. My name is Caleb. Thank you for checking in. It is absolutely gorgeous this morning. It's 51 degrees, my pickup said. This morning, Dad and I are going to pull the grain cart out of the shed because we decided that this grain cart has seen the end of its life here. So in order to get the grain cart out, we have to bring over the forklift so that we can get wiggled around just right so that we can get this thing out. We got it in here last fall. See if we can get it out. We're gonna move around everything in the entire shed. We got the grain cart out, but not without a giant mess. So I heard something go pop, and turns out it was a hydraulic hose. Well, we're kind of at a standstill because we need the forklift to do a lot of different things.
Well, good morning. Caleb is gone today, so he asked me to kind of fill in for him, so sorry you have to put up with me. Yeah, today is kind of a special day for us. We are getting a new grain cart, which doesn't happen very often around this place. It's kind of like around here, it's kind of like Christmas time on the farm, so just come along with us for Christmas early. So somehow we got water into our grain loop here. Instead of being plugged, now I need to take the bottom out and get the water out of the tube that's down below. So you just watch, and hopefully I don't have a gush of water coming out and getting all over me, because that corn that's in there is kind of stinking right now. Didn't get all over me yet, but I'll turn the loop on and we'll see how much water comes out. is some stinky water.
Taylor and I just got back from an overnight trip to Kansas City to go see Switchfoot and Need to Breathe in concert, and that was fantastic. It was really good to get away for a little while. But while we were gone, something showed up here on the farm. So what showed up today? Showed up.
Kitty wants to see what's happening. Tabby!
That's not Tabby.
Lucy!
That's Lucy.
I caught that on Tabby.
These tracks are huge. Look at my hand. I have no small hand.
I have no small hand.
Oh man, it has been like a week since I picked up this camera. Between being really sick. Taylor and I went away for a day. There was an Iowa State football game that we went to. We got to get ready for harvest though, because we think beans are like 3 or 4 days away from being ready to go. This is the combine. The combine's back in the corner. Planter's here. We got to get the planter moved. We got to get these snowmobiles that don't run moved. We got junk behind the tractor that needs to be moved. Before we can move all that, we got to move. Ooh, look at that. Isn't she pretty? Be still my heart. We get the corn tractor and the planter off because we haven't done that yet because I've been working on a house, and so we're just behind on everything. So basically, we pull everything out of the shed, pull everything back in the shed, pull everything out of the shed, then pull everything back in the shed, then pull it out, and then pull it back in, and then move it all around, and then we'll be good to go, hopefully. I hope I can get all this done today. Combine is out of the corner, but we got a really flat tire, and we don't think it's a good idea to drive on it anymore. Dad's gonna go get an air tank so that we can put a little bit of air in that. Someday maybe we're gonna get an air compressor down here so that we can fill up tires in the shop. That would only make sense. But in the meantime, I'm gonna sweep. It is the next morning, and no, I did not finish getting everything videoed last night as we got it put in, but we did. We got the tractor in, we got the grain cart back on, corn planter tractor is unhooked, combine's out of the corner, the forklift runs now, got that fixed. Planters are in the corner, this is where we want them. Feel pretty confident that we're about ready for harvest. Basically, we got done what we needed to do yesterday. I'm really happy with what we got done. Today, we're gonna try to get some augers set. I have to go to town. So I'm pretty sure that most of you have noticed, if you haven't, you should watch more, that I've been fairly absent the last 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and a lot of it's because we've been moving. So this is what's left, and there's not much left in this house. So one of the bummer things is I came this morning and found a crate of ribs and roasts and pork tenderloins that I had forgotten when we moved the deep freeze, and they left this spot, and I already cleaned up a lot of the juices from the meat. So now I'm going to take these shelves apart so I can power wash them so that it doesn't stink. Then we're going to go try to cut some beans later today. Saxophone. Just a little more goodness meat juice that came out, so I got that cleaned up. I'm gonna go power wash off that shelf, and then hopefully we can make sure everything works on the combine and the grain cart and go cut some beans. You know what time it is? It's harvest time! This is even better than lunchtime! I am backing the combine around to take it down to the South 40. Dad is headed out with the bean head. When I was a little kid, harvest time was hands down my favorite time of the year. And I would just get so excited. And this is the first time in 2 or 3 years that I've been excited for harvest. Last year we had a derecho, so all the corn was just completely flat. It was absolutely miserable to try to combine it. We ended up destroying most of it because it was literally uncombinable. And the years before that were wet and nasty and miserable. And this year's been dry. We've had a little bit of a drought, but you know what? I am excited for harvest. Beanhead is 35 feet wide. Your average road is not 35 feet wide, so we have to take this off every time we go down the road. Got to disconnect all the hydraulics. Dad and I just got cut around the outside edge of the field. I'm gonna go back, get a semi. Noah and I will go back and get a semi. Dad's gonna dump this off on the grain cart. A lot of times when we're dumping, we don't want to stop because that would make us inefficient. So what we do is something called dumping on the go. We're gonna dump the beans on the go. Alright, first load is on the truck. I should say Noah, unloaded everything. He kind of knows what's going on here. I haven't been in the grain cart to really know, but I'm in here because I got 2 kiddos with me. We're super excited about harvest being here, so Noah's going to take that first load. He's going to go dump it. Alright, run over there. So one thing that we've noticed is right behind the combine there's a lot of green this year, which is not something that we normally see. Why are we seeing that? Because there's a lot of volunteer corn out here. Volunteer corn is corn that's growing that we don't really want out here. Leftovers from last year. Why is it there? Because last year we had a derecho that blew through here. Laid the corn down flat. The corn wasn't combinable or harvestable, so we had to come through and just destroy it. A lot of that corn just sits on top of the ground, doesn't do anything until it gets some moisture. We're seeing a lot of that corn grow now because we've had a really dry summer. The corn just got a little bit of moisture, so it's just now germinating. You can see this corn on the ground. There's more out here than we normally see. This is why it's growing. This is what I'm talking about. See this corn here? We don't want this here. This is a weed. It's actually just attached to the old other corn, and it's growing right out of that. This is problems because pests that are specific to corn, specifically corn rootworm beetle, will overwinter in this, and then we're gonna have problems with them next year when we grow corn. What do you think, Ellie? How do the beans look? Yeah? Dad's got a meeting he's got to go to. As you can see back there, The sky's dark. We're trying to beat the rain on the first field. Trying to get the first 40 acres done. So I'm going to jump in the combine, see if I can make that happen. Right behind me, you can see beans that are going into the bin. Come in the front of the combine and they actually travel right underneath my feet, and then just a little bit behind me where they get threshed. Threshing is when the beans get knocked out of the pods, and after they're threshed, they go up the clean grain elevator and they end up in the tank back here. One of my favorite things to do as a little kid was to watch the beans or the corn fall down in the tank back there. So cool. I don't know if we're gonna beat the rain. It doesn't look very good. We didn't quite get done. I didn't beat the rain back to the shed either, but the new grain cart scale works fantastic. We got the bugs worked out. We know that things work, so tomorrow hopefully things will dry out pretty quick and we can get after those beans shortly after noon. I will see you guys. I'll see you sometime. I don't know.